Welcome back to Soul Screen, where we dive into the heart of Korean dramas, one story at a time. If you love shows that don't just entertain, but also touch real-life issues, then today's episode is definitely for you. Because we're going to talk about a drama that's already sparking conversations, even from its very first episode. Yes, I'm talking about TV Chosun's newest release, Don't Call Me Ma'am. Now, this drama has only just begun, but trust me, it has already slapped viewers with a dose of realism that hits close to home for so many women, especially those entering midlife. It's honest, raw, and surprisingly relatable. And one character who has captured everyone's attention right away is Koo Ju Young, played by Han Hae-jin. She's elegant, she's hardworking, but she's also dealing with something incredibly heavy: the struggle to have a child. And the way the show portrays her journey, well, it's emotional, it's messy, it's human. And it's definitely something that many two-line fighters out there, those who are fighting for that second red line on a pregnancy test, will relate deeply to. Today, I want us to talk not just about the scenes, but also the meaning behind them. I want to break down the 7 challenges Koo Ju Young faces as she tries to become a mom in her midlife. But more than that, I want to talk about why this story hits so deeply, what kind of conversations it opens, and also my own thoughts about why Korean dramas need to keep telling these kinds of stories. So let's get into it. And I want you to think along with me as we go, because I'm genuinely curious about what you would do if you were in Koo Ju Young's position. First, let's talk about the most obvious hardship. She's struggling to conceive even after marriage, and she's giving everything she has to make it happen. From the very beginning, we see her trying. She's going to checkups, she's tracking her cycle, she's doing every little thing that might help. And honestly, this is something that so many couples go through, but rarely talk about openly. What I appreciate about this drama is how it shows that trying to get pregnant is not just a physical journey, it's an emotional one. Every failed try chips away at your confidence. Every negative test feels like a personal failure, even though it shouldn't. And seeing Koo Ju Young push through those moments, it's heartbreaking, but also so real. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever watched a drama and felt like the character's silent suffering was heavier than anything they said aloud? That's exactly how it feels with Ju Young. She smiles, she shows up to work, she tries to stay positive, but the weight is there behind her eyes. The show doesn't exaggerate it, it just lets it sit quietly, and somehow that makes it even more powerful. Next, let's talk about her argument with her best friend, Cho Na-jung. This moment hit me hard because it shows how even the closest friendships can be tested by sensitive topics like fertility. Na-jung talks about the difficulties of having children at their age, and although she probably didn't mean to hurt Ju Young, her words still hit a nerve. And isn't that so human? When you're struggling with something deeply personal, even casual comments can sting. Even well-meaning advice can feel like salt on an open wound. I think the drama really nailed that dynamic, the way friendship and pain can collide without either person intending harm. I actually want to know what you guys think. Should best friends always be careful when discussing sensitive topics, or should they be honest even if it risks hurting each other? Let me know in the comments, because this is something people often disagree on. Moving on to the next challenge, her husband. Now this part, oof. It's frustrating. Ju Young is trying so hard, but her husband can't seem to show up emotionally or physically. He's busy with his own world, buried in his own distractions. And honestly, this is one of the most relatable parts of the story. Many viewers have already commented that the show captures an uncomfortable truth. Trying for a baby takes teamwork, but sometimes the emotional burden gets placed heavier on the woman. Not because it has to be that way, but because society, expectations, and even biology tend to push her into that position. And watching Ju Young face it alone, even though she's technically not alone, is painful. It makes you want to shake her husband and shout, "She needs you, show up." But maybe that's the point. The drama is showing how emotional disconnect in a marriage can make an already difficult journey even harder. And personally, I think the show wants us to reflect on how relationships require real partnership. This view, especially when facing something as sensitive as fertility. Now let's address the 4th challenge, her mother-in-law. And this is where things get even tougher for Ju Young. Her mother-in-law keeps blaming her age for the difficulties she's facing. She questions her fertility. She makes comments that honestly, no woman wants to hear, especially when she's already hurting. And here's the thing. This doesn't feel like a drama exaggeration. This feels like something many people actually experience. Older relatives sometimes say things they think are normal or expected without realizing how hurtful they are. They ask, "When are you having kids?" They comment on age. They bring up tradition or expectations. For Ju Young, each comment is another blow, another reminder of what she's struggling with, another weight on her chest. And the drama shows it so well that you can almost feel what she feels. A mix of guilt, frustration, sadness, and helplessness. What bothers me most is how society often blames women first when a couple struggles to conceive. Even today, even with modern science, the pressure still falls heavily on women. And I like that Don't Call Me Ma'am doesn't shy away from showing that imbalance. Now let's talk about the fifth hardship, her own mother. And this part honestly surprised me. You'd think her mother would be her safe space, right? Someone who comforts her, someone who understands. But instead, her mother constantly worries, constantly asks about her progress, and even gives her months' worth of herbal tonic believed to help with fertility. And while it comes from a place of love, it also adds more pressure. It's like every person in her life is watching her, waiting for her womb to succeed. And that's such a heavy expectation to carry. The drama captures something very universal here. The way families sometimes unintentionally make things harder for women by repeatedly asking about babies, marriage, or fertility. They think they're being helpful, but sometimes it just adds another layer of fear and insecurity. But let me ask you this. Do you think parents should stop asking their adult children about marriage and kids altogether? Or is it okay as long as it comes from care? I'd really love to hear your thoughts on that, because this debate is so common in real life. Now, the sixth challenge is probably the most internal one. The emotional toll on her self-worth. And honestly, this is where I think the drama hits its deepest point. It shows how Ju Young starts to question herself. She wonders if she's failing. She wonders if she's disappointing people. She wonders if she's running out of time. And that's what makes this drama powerful. It doesn't just show the medical or physical part of trying to have a baby. It shows the emotional scars that form quietly beneath the surface. This is where I want to pause and actually give my personal opinion. I think Don't Call Me Ma'am is a necessary drama. Korea is known for its comedic romances, heart-fluttering scenes, glamorous acting, and thrilling plots. But every now and then, a show like this comes along and reminds us that K-dramas can also open meaningful conversations. They can be mirrors to real human struggles. They can give voice to people who feel unheard. And fertility struggles are definitely something many people keep private because of shame or pressure. So, seeing it portrayed with empathy and realism on screen, I think that's incredibly important, and I hope more dramas follow this path. Now, moving on to the seventh and final challenge Ju Young faces. The social stigma, the expectations, the constant comparison, the community pressure. This isn't directly stated in the plot, but it's implied in every scene she's in. The drama makes it clear that having children is considered a must in her circle. And because she hasn't fulfilled that expectation yet, she feels judged. She feels watched. She feels like her identity is incomplete. And that's sad, because a woman is worth more than her ability to reproduce. A woman is whole, even without children. And having children should be a choice or a blessing, not a requirement or a measurement of success. This drama is trying to say that out loud, and I respect that deeply. Now, before we wrap up, I want to share one more personal thought. Watching Koo Ju Young's journey reminded me how important it is to be kind with our words. You never know what silent battles someone is fighting. A simple question like, "When are you having kids?" might seem harmless to you, but for someone like Ju Young, it might be heartbreaking. So maybe the real message of Don't Call Me Ma'am is this: empathy, understanding, gentleness, being mindful of what we say. And that's a message I think we all need to hear. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think this drama is going to open important conversations in Korea and internationally? Have you or someone you know ever felt pressure about having kids? How did you handle it? And most importantly, do you think Ju Young's husband will finally step up and support her emotionally in the next episodes? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to read your stories and your thoughts. This is one of those topics where everyone's perspective matters, because everyone's journey is different. Thank you for watching Soul Screen, and stay tuned, because we're going to keep diving deep into the dramas that make us think, feel, and grow. See you next time!